Well, good morning, and I guess the best news of any is that we're talking about continuing to play basketball instead of talking about a season wrap-up. So, quite a week for us last week. District time came, and we're able to get a win on Friday night in the district semifinals against East High out of Kansas City. And then, I don't know, I guess I have to wrap up or recap, but I don't think the Saturday's game needs a lot of it. It's pretty dramatic, pretty unbelievable. We led one time, and the good news is it's the only time that really matters, and it's the end of the game. So, Brian hit just an incredible shot, just a clutch shot, but I think the thing that probably, obviously the shot is the thing that, is the rallying point and everybody can point to. But, the fact that we hung in that game the way we did really was something that I was pretty proud of our guys about, because we were down by 12 points. And it wasn't like we were down 12 points against a bad team. We were down 12 points against a really good team. A team that was 23-3 on the year, state ranked, terrific players. They're well coached. Sort of fight back and not quit down 12 was something that allowed us to even have the opportunity to get that shot late. I think that, our seniors, Brinkley, Ian, and Chrisman, they want to keep playing. They don't want to lose. And I know that's everybody's, MO at this point of the year. But, those guys are pretty good Saturday. And I don't know. I mean, I've been a part of some fun games, some crazy games, some heartbreaking games, some, just completely joyful games. That was, that one's in a category of its own, and always will be. If you had any doubt how big of a shot it was, Alex, you got the video on Saturday, and since it's been on YouTube, I mean, it's got over 1,000 views. So, I don't know. I guess, I increased my own Twitter followers, or basketball account increased their own Twitter followers. I mean, isn't that like the true sign that something big happened, like when your Twitter account goes up, right? Like, that's got to be a pretty big deal. But I don't know, just elated for the guys, just really excited for them. We've handled our fair share of ups and downs and close games this year, and I'd like to think that had something to do with winning on Saturday, but now we got to enjoy it, and we did. But, we were back to work yesterday for a while. Our staff was at work on Sunday most of the day, but our guys were in on yesterday. And got a terrific opponent on Wednesday. St. Joe Lafayette's terrific, 22-4 on the year. Good players, well coached. We've had some battles with them. We had probably one of the better high school games I've ever been around last year against them at Staley. So, this whole playoff basketball thing doesn't get old. We enjoy it. We're thrilled to have the opportunity to keep playing and see what Wednesday brings. So with that, open it up to you guys for questions.
Since the Lafayette game is a rematch, how are you going into it? Like, do you think they're going to come back and try
Yeah, it's a good question. We, playing Lafayette in the same setting we played them in last year, and beating them how we did when they were ranked number 2 or 3 in the state, certainly adds something to the game. The emotion that they will have will be twofold. It'll be, yeah, we want to beat them because we want a chance to continue to play for a state championship. But then secondly, I think it'll be, hey, they beat us last year. But at the same time, I think that discounts or discredits our guys, because we aren't going to think, oh, well, we beat them last year so we can relax. Ultimately what it's going to come down to, the emotion will be part of the game. It always is. The crowd will be terrific, I'm sure. But ultimately what it comes down to is we got to make better plays than they make. Because the emotion will be real. The emotion is true. But what about the execution of the stuff on the floor? Because at this time of year, there's 2 reasons you're playing. You're playing because you're a really good team, or you're playing because you're playing really well, or it's a combination of both. And I'd like to think for us, it's a combination of both. And for them, I know it's a combination of both. So the emotion is something that we addressed with the guys yesterday. We brought it up to them. But at the same point, it still comes down to, who can make better plays in that little box on Wednesday night. And hopefully it's us.
The press last game you guys played seemed to be an issue. How are you guys going about that in practice and preparing for state job?
Well, it's a good observation, Nick, because the press that Lincoln Prep had is very similar to the press St. Joe Lafayette's going to have. You're short-sighted if the only time you're preparing for the press is this week. So we've been preparing all year for different styles and different things. Now our intensity and our focus about what we're going to see is heightened this week because of the press. Lincoln's press or pressure and St. Joe Lafayette's press or pressure is pretty similar, but then there's a couple just systematic things that are different. Lincoln Prep's pressure is intense, in your face, man-on-man pressure. St. Joe Lafayette is intense, in your face, man-on-man pressure, yet they will trap and run guys at you a little bit more. So there's a little adjustment that we have to make, and we've got counters and things in for it, and we have all year, but we just got to refine them. One thing that we have to do against it, and it's against any pressure, but especially Wednesday night, is we have to attack their pressure. There's a difference between being patient and being passive against pressure and against the pace that they want to play, and we don't want to be passive, but we don't want to get going in a pace that is too fast. It's not conducive to us. Our skill sets, our strengths are not to play really fast, and so if we can handle, I know we're going to turn it over. I don't want to, but I know we're going to turn it over. We just got to limit those. Then we'll be okay. Now, ultimately, to answer your question, how are we preparing for it? Well, we have been, and then I think Friday did a good job of making us see, Saturday did a good job of making us see, you got to handle pressure. Yeah, and Lafayette will certainly pose a problem with it.
Is your practice any different now that you're deeper into?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, absolutely it is. Beginning of the year practice-wise, we're practicing 2.5 hours on the floor, and there's probably about a 10-minute stretch in that 2.5 hours that isn't high intensity. Season gets going, you kind of start shortening things down a little bit, but you keep the intensity. Well, now you're at the point where as much physical preparation as we're doing, we're probably doing more mental preparation. So, yesterday practice starts at 3:45, when usually it starts at about 3:36, 3:38. So we give them an extra, 6-8 minutes to shoot. And then when practice starts, we've got our projector downstairs and we're showing them film on the floor instead of having them go through everything physically. They're just visually watching it. And then the on-the-floor practice is 71 minutes yesterday instead of, that would be the first segment of a practice, in November or December. So, it's a fine line because you want to take care of what you need to on the floor and make sure they get the repetition of what they're going to see and the things that are going to happen to us. But then at the same point, you got to keep them fresh. And so it's a balance. It's something that I try to listen to my team about, try to listen to the guys and find out, how they feel. And, sometimes I listen to them about it. Sometimes it goes in one ear and out the other. But we need to make sure we're fresh on Wednesday because Saturday we expended a lot of energy. And then Wednesday, we're going to have to expend a lot of energy to get in the game. So, we're pretty conscious about our practice time at this time of year.
Is there any pressure as far as expectations go for the guys to get back to state this year?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of pressure. I think there's a lot of pressure on them, and I think that the pressure that's on them is coming from a lot of different angles. It's coming from themselves. I think that's the biggest amount of pressure that they see, because while they might not directly say this, you know, I don't think they want to be a group that's remembered as not making a run. And you know, what we did Saturday really helps them. I noticed a difference. I noticed a difference just in their body language, in their moods on Saturday on the bus ride, clearly. But then when I saw them on, some of the guys came in on Sunday, and then when I saw them here at school yesterday at practice, I just noticed a difference in the way they were carrying themselves, almost like it was a relief. But yeah, I mean, and then obviously there's unrealistic pressure from people saying, well, you should go back, you know, you got a good team, you know, and I mean, everybody thinks they got the greatest team in the world. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's pressure. But you know, if we channel it the right way, the pressure becomes energy for us, and then we can use it as fuel and motivation and all those other things. But you know, what this group's accomplished this year through the different circumstances of what we've been through, you know, I'm incredibly, incredibly proud of them, because what the groups in front of them did, getting to the Final Four, then getting back to the Final Four, set a bar pretty darn high. And, you know, we loved it. But at the same point, I don't know if it was very realistic to just think every year you're supposed to go to the Final Four. And now, that's the thought. You know, you got to go. You're supposed to go, right? Like it's that easy. But you can't go if you don't win this game Wednesday, and give yourselves a chance to play for a game on Saturday to get to go. But the fact that you know, we hit the shot on Saturday gives us some confidence. We've got a familiar opponent. They've got some confidence about them. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, and hopefully the pressure is reduced a little bit.
Now that you're in postseason play and you've had a lot of games, are there any injuries that have come up from that?
Yeah, we've got plenty of injuries, nicks and things and different things. But as far as injuries that are going to inhibit guys from being able to play, no. You know, when the season's over and we can talk about different things, you'll be amazed at how tough a couple of these guys are and what they're playing through right now. You know, we had guys last year, 2 guys that we're playing with, you know, partially fractured thumbs, you know, some different things. We got some guys right now that are battling some stuff that, if it was December, they wouldn't be playing. I'd sit them, but you know, we don't really have time to sit them, and they don't want to sit. And there's enough adrenaline that they can play through it. And our medical staff's great about helping the guys. So, you know, it's a tough-minded group, and it's got to be a physically tough group at this point of the year, because you know, everybody's banged up though at this time. You know, we've practiced 76 times, we've played 27 games. You know, I mean, you've been doing quite a bit. So we'll see how we get through it, but that place will be so rocking on Wednesday. You know, there'll be so many people there, and our guys will be so excited that they could have a broken leg and they wouldn't even feel it, you know, for the 32 minutes they'll be on the floor. I'll wrap it up just by saying thanks to you all. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate, you know, you being in attendance on Saturday, and I know that you'll be in attendance again on Wednesday. The hope is that we can keep this thing going. You know, it's a group that works incredibly hard, that cares quite a bit, and we're having fun with it. You know, I hope that it's as fun for you guys in the stands as it is for our guys on the floor to play for you. We want to give you something, you know, to cheer about, and you'll be proud of how hard they're going to play on Wednesday. We need your support. We need a good crowd, because we know that St. Joe Lafayette travels really well. We know they're going to bring quite a bit of people, and we need every advantage at this time of year when you got 2 really good teams playing against each other we can get. So look forward to you guys being there. Look forward to having you, you know, help spread the word and get some people there and wear your gold, and let's see if we can keep this thing going. So appreciate you coming in this morning, and we'll talk to you soon.